and welcome back to our features video for Gaming Insurrection's Ninja feature. We are focusing on Shinobi here at Gaming Insurrection for issue 50, and we're doing playthroughs of our favorite games featuring Shinobi. And for the first one, we did Ninja Gaiden, which that was a fun time. But for this one, we're doing one of our and it is one of our favorite games. Don't get us wrong. It's one of our favorite games. It just wasn't a very fun time because I died a lot, and I'm a bit rusty. I haven't played in a long time, so I decided I was like I'm going to do another game, and so here we are. And this one is one of my absolute favorite playthroughs. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was 8 years old when the Turtles hit, and when I say hit, I mean like they blew up in America. I was 8. I was in the third grade. Coincidentally, living in the same house that I live in right now. And I would get home from school, and that's important because I would get home from school, I would get off school bus, and get home, and wait for my sibling to get home and let me in. I'd have to go get a key from him. He worked for Pizza Hut at this point, which is also important to note here. And I would get home, I'd have to go get the key from him. He'd walk me back, let me into the house. Um, and because he worked at the Pizza Hut, there was a Pizza Hut that used to be up the street from our house. We literally live in a cul-de-sac, and so our back gate is the only one that like lets us go out onto a back side street. And so that side street, um, it was at the top of the street was a Pizza Hut, and so he worked there uh, part time after school. He was a senior in high school, junior or senior in high school when he started working there. So I would go get the key from him, let myself back into the house, and fix myself something to eat, and sit down and watch TV for a little bit before I got started on homework that I needed to be doing because for whatever reason I was in advanced classes, so I had a lot of homework. So my little break between school and homework was TV time, and so for me, and so I would sit down and watch um, cartoons. And so one of those at my after school routine was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I don't know, I think I discovered them by accident. I stumbled onto them trying to find something to watch one day when I got home once the show started. And, ooh, boy, fell in love. Um, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle so bad. First of all, I was like, I want to be a teenager and I want to be a Ninja Turtle. Because turtle power. So I absolutely loved Ninja Turtles. I had, I remember having a Ninja Turtles lunchbox with the thermos. It was like a thermos brand lunchbox, and the little soup cup thermos. I had that, and I think I had a Trapper Keeper, and of course, I used to rent games, so I rented Ninja Turtles a lot. Um, and I'm trying to think what else did I have. Well, of course, because my brother worked at Pizza Hut, I was like, "Ooh, pizza!" Ninja Turtles love pizza. So guess who had through the roof sales of pizza? So in our case, because he worked there part time, they would get pizza and they bring it home. He'd bring it home if they had leftovers at night. So this was, of course, the late '80s, mind you. So what kid didn't love getting free pizza practically every day? Like and I say that, but as a kid, I eventually got sick of pizza. As an adult, I'm like, all right, listen, I could probably eat it every day, but my diabetes wouldn't allow me to. And so that part of adulting is getting in the way. But as an adult, I'm like, yeah, I can find something. You gotta mix that up. You gotta give me some variety, something. And you don't gotta do it every day. Listen, bro, we'll have leftovers, something. But I did eventually get tired of pizza, and it was a minute before I ate pizza again. once he left home. It was a good long minute. I'm talking years before I was like, hey, you know what I would like? A nice slice of pizza. Because I was so sick of it by that point. Um, but it did not deter my love of Ninja Turtles. So here we are. So I absolutely loved most of the early Ninja Turtle games. Now, the first game, garbage. Y'all know I don't like the first game. The first game is absolute garbage. My husband and I have recorded playthrough video of the first Ninja Turtles on NES when we did the NES Game Atlas feature, and we remarked quite a bit that this is a terrible game. TMNT 2, the arcade game, also pretty good. I did like it. It's hard, but I like it. It's fun to play together too. Um, and I'm trying to think. We did the, we've talked about the Manhattan Project. We've also covered TMNT in an issue. I want to say first quarter 2011. And we did playthroughs of Ninja Turtle games, and I also did for the game that we're getting ready to cover here. I did a strategy guide for it, in the vein of um, the old style NES Game Atlas strategy guides. So here, and also too, I guess I should mention, I have seen all of the Ninja Turtle movies, even the more recent modern live action ones. I went to the movies to see the very first, and I'm talking about the first one that came out in 1990, with my mom. I was, of course, a massive Ninja Turtles fan, so I was like, Mom, we are going to go see Ninja Turtles. What do you mean, no? No, we're going to go see this. And she was like, all right, I guess. She liked it. Um, and then the second one came out. And Secret of the Ooze was one of my absolute favorite movies when I was younger. So I'm not gonna lie. It was the first movie. This fun fact about myself. TMNT Secret of the Ooze 2, Secret of the Ooze, was the first movie that I was allowed to go see on my own. Like, where I was allowed to go sit in a movie theater on my own without parental supervision and go see a movie. Um, Now, fun fact also, my mom told me when I was much older and, much more grown, she was like, oh, you don't really think I left you at the movie theater by yourself, do you? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, girl, no. I was at the Woolworth. There used to be a Woolworth in this mall that I went to the movies to see the movie. They just, fun fact also, they just tore down this mall. And then there was a fire while they were tearing down the mall. But they just tore down this mall, closed the movie theater, closed all the stores in it. It was designed very stupidly, but at the time, that was like a really cool movie theater to go to. And so they had the mall. The mall was the first like 3 or 4 floors, or 2 or 3 floors, and then the movie theater was on top of the mall. It was on the rooftop, and so you could go to the movies. We actually went to see the last movie I went there to go see was Black Panther, the first Black Panther, and it was like viewing number 5 that I'd gone to see it. So we lived down the street from this mall. So it was a quick movie theater jump, right down the street. So yeah, she was like, girl, no, I went to the Woolworth and I sat in there for like an hour. And I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, I wasn't leaving you by yourself. You were like 9. Of course I wasn't leaving you by yourself. I'm not leaving my 9-year-old daughter at the movies by herself. Now, I was allowed to go in by myself. I paid for my ticket. I got my popcorn, all of that by myself. But she was like there, and I was under strict instructions. Do not talk to anyone. Talk to the guy. She was like, you go up there, you buy your ticket, you know how to do all of this. I paid attention. I've been to the movies. I just hadn't been by myself. So she was like, you know how to do all this, go talk to dude. And buy your stuff, and you go straight into the movies, and you come straight out. And I know what time the movie ends. So, and she said, I'll be back. So I'm thinking she like left. No, she went downstairs. And so She came back exactly when that movie got out, and she was sitting out there waiting for me to get out of the movies, and I was so excited. I was dancing out the movie theater because they were playing music. TMNT had great '90s dance music, so yeah, I was dancing. I was excited. I was like, mommy, I had the best time. She was like, I'm so glad you had a good time, baby. How was the movie? And I was like, it's Ninja Turtles. Of course, that was great. It was. Um, she did later see it. I got it on DVD. And of course, it came on TV. So she finally saw it. And I had it on VHS also. And she saw it. And she was like, actually, this wasn't half bad. Maybe I should have gone. Because she had said the reason why she allowed me to go, her excuse was, I don't want to go see no Ninja Turtles movie. I don't already sat through the first one. I don't need to see the second one. And I'm like, all right, I guess you don't have to go, but I want to go. She's like, all right, well, you got your own money. You got movies money. And I was like, yeah, I got movies money. I saved up my allowance. Like, how dare you? So, yeah, I loved it, and she did eventually love it. She loved Secret of the Ooze. So now I have to say all of that. I say all this because I talk about my mom a lot, and in GI stuff, and she's affectionately referred to as GI Mama in anything that I talk about her in, because she was so instrumental in GI even getting off the ground and starting and forming and being involved in what her kid was doing. So I talk about her a lot now, and then I've mentioned this in Gaming Insurrection. My mom passed away in 2015, so she's been gone now 9, almost 10 years. But whenever I see TMNT, anything TMNT related, I think about my mom, because my mom was actually, it turns out, she was a secret Ninja Turtles fan. And she actually liked the first two movies. Like, she really did. So it wasn't a shock when the video that we're covering here, TMNT 4, the Turtles in Time, SNES port, when I got the game, she absolutely loved this game. So this is how I knew she was a secret Ninja Turtles fan. Because when I got my Super NES, and I've relayed this story in our Super Metroid systems, but I got a Super NES for Christmas, 1992. And one of my very first games was TMNT 4. I got it so I got my system at Christmas 92. My birthday the next June, I was like, I would like some more games because I only have one game. I had Super Mario World. That was the only game I had for like 6 months. So, because my birthday is almost exactly 6 months after Christmas. So, I was like, listen, I need some more games. Now, I rented games, but I only owned one game at the time. So, the two games that I got for my birthday the following year in June of 93 were TMNT 4, Turtles in Time, and Spider-Man and the X-Men and Arcade's Revenge. So, I knew because I had seen it, and I was like, oh, TMNT 4, I love it. So I want to play it, and I want this. And I think I had rented it, and I loved it. I think I rented it before I bought it. But it might have been one that I was just like, nah, I want this. I saw it in a store or something, and I was like, no, I want this. So, yeah, I was very excited. I was very, very excited. I got it for my birthday, and it was fantastic. So, it is one of my favorite, just straight up, not necessarily hop and bop, because it's not, but it's like a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up. And hop and bop is more like platformer, like Mario. So, I wouldn't really call it a hop and bop. It's really a beat 'em up. And it's good. Konami couldn't miss there for a minute with their things. It has an excellent soundtrack, and it has the replayability. I mean, there's different stuff to do, and the modes are kind of small, but there's very few modes. But I like being able to play co-op with it, And so my husband and I have played through a couple of times together, and we really enjoy actually playing through it. And we all have our favorite turtles, so that is why I wanted to do this for this playthrough, because I've done it before and I've done it on camera for GI, but I wanted to play through and just go through and talk about my playthrough experience. Now, that being said, let me preface my playthrough starting here. Let me preface this by saying I am using cheat codes. I have earned the right because I have played through this game, beaten it on all levels of difficulty, and I've learned it inside and out. I feel like I've earned the right to play through with cheat codes and do as I see fit. Also, I'm the editor in chief, and I sit in the big boy chair and I make the big boy decisions. So I do what I want, as Kang the Conqueror said. I do what I want. So that is why we're going to play through this, and we're playing through using cheat codes. So I have it on where I don't take any damage. And I'm trying to think. I think also special moves don't use up energy as they normally would without cheat codes. And I am playing through from the beginning. I also have on a code where you hit anywhere. So long as you're hitting an enemy, everybody gets hit. Now I'm going to play on the hardest difficulty. So that's going to be fun. There's going to be a point where this is kind of a sticky situation that I played on the hardest difficulty with using this cheat code, and that I can hit anywhere because it's going to mess up. It's kind of going to prolong this boss battle that I'm going to do. So anyway, we're going to get started, and without further ado, here we go. So this is the intro screen. I decided I wanted to do to do my options a little bit first. Show you guys what options I was using. And that's why I put it on the hard. I did not use the cheat code for extra lives. Because you don't need to. If you're not taking damage, you're going to gain extra lives every 200 points. So, yeah. This was fun. And I love that they use the voices from the TV show. The voice samples are from the TV show. Alright, so I picked my boy Leo. Oh, yeah, also side note, the modern version, you see Krang just came and stole the Statue of Liberty. The modern TMNT remake thing that they just did, we also covered it in GI, follows up as a plot line for this. Yay, we're gonna fight Baxter Stockman at the end of this. But the plot line for that is the follow up as to what exactly Shredder was planning to do when he gathered when he took the Statue of Liberty. What was he planning to do with it? And they follow and they tell you about that. So I thought that was pretty cool. That they followed up on it, because this was their most successful, aside from the arcade game, this was their most successful, I think, TMNT game that's fondly remembered. Let's put it that way, because there've been a lot of TMNT games at this point. This is the most fondly remembered of it. And as you can see, this code where you hit anything is hit anywhere is hitting all enemies on screen if I'm just hitting one. Now, that section that we just saw with Krang's exoskeleton, on the hard difficulty, Krang does not harmlessly float by. He actually starts trying to attack you. But on the easy difficulty, he just kind of harmlessly floats by. I hate these guys in the white. I said they were clan members. They were the clan branch of the Foot. I love this hit anywhere code because it stops Baxter Stockman from doing goofy stuff. So I can hit him anywhere. And he's gonna take damage regardless. So he's taking all this damage no matter what. Um, also makes the fights go much faster. And yes, you got to use your flying turtle kicks to get him out of the air. But as you can see, Baxter is gone. I felt sorry for Baxter Stockman because certain versions of TMNT, Baxter Stockman gets messed up. Like, bruh, he is missing limbs. Krang, like, cuts off limbs. And I'm like, bro, why would you run behind him? At one point, Baxter Stockman is ahead. And that's it. So now we're on scene 2. Poor Baxter Stockman. So we're going to fight Metalhead in a minute. Because he's the boss on this. So I really enjoy the soundtrack to this too. Also, a quick side note, trivia note about myself. I once upon a time I called myself a writer, and I was a writer in school. I wrote a play, like a 3-act play, called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: A Turtle in Love. I will admit this on camera. I have no problem admitting this on camera. I wrote this play about the TMNT and April, and you know April's always been helping them and whatever. And so like, she gets kidnapped by Shredder. They save the day, and then she gets kidnapped by Shredder. And she and Leo, so before that, she and Leo went on a date because Leo really liked her. And so he it turns out, so the brothers all had a discussion about it, and like Leo was like, man, I want to pursue April. And so Leo pursues April, and they go on a date. And so she goes home and she calls Irma, and she's like, hey, I just had this date with Leo and it was great. And then Shredder shows up and kidnaps her. And so Leo's like, man, April was supposed to call me when she got home. Let me know she got home okay. And so you can tell what I placed importance on here. And so, because I was always told, make sure you call when you get in the house. So, yeah, so then, here comes Metalhead. So anyway, this makes this fight go much faster also, and it makes it's so much easier. So instead of him being able to do that sweeping shooting thing, I just whack him. But anyway, so yeah, Shredder kidnaps her, and then they save her, and then she gives Leo a kiss. And they are together after that. And I'm like, I'm not sure how that would work, but okay. But as you can see, Metalhead done. So, all right, one of my favorite stages, just for the soundtrack by itself, Sewer Surfing with the Pizza Monsters. So you're gonna fight Rat King later on. I love the music in this stage. I kind of messed this up too. The dudes weren't hard to. I hit that one, so I missed a dude. Because I'm not used to playing this on the hard level. I usually just play this on easy, so I know the pattern on easy, and I wasn't prepared for the thorn, the little thing, the mine to be there, and I'm like, crap. So I missed a dude. But yeah, so the play never did really get off the ground. I was trying to stage it on my front porch, and so the girl I was friends with who lived in my neighborhood was like, oh, we'll do it. It should be cool. So I missed one of the question mark things too. Those are like pizzas. Yeah, I missed another one too and hit a. I thought I hit a mine, but I didn't. And I missed that one because I hit the thing. That's hard. That's incredibly hard to get that. The Pizza Monsters. I remember the episode with the Pizza Monsters. That was crazy. They grew in the microwaves, I think. So what was that? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Actually, I think that was its own show. I seem to recall watching it as its own show. But anyway, yeah, I did all right. It was all right. I get a much higher score on easy, so. But like I say, I'm not used to the hard level, so I'm not that jumped up about it. So anyway, yeah, the play didn't really get off the ground, and so yeah, it was all right. Hey, it's the Rat King, first the sewer, then the world, right, buddy? Rat King was weird. I think he like died in the comics. He wasn't like a main villain. He was just kind of weird. The Rat King was not a main villain in the comics. Shredder actually technically isn't a main villain in the comics either. Shredder was supposed to die in like the first 3 issues, I think, that he appeared in. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he did. And then he got turned into this worm thing or something. It was kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that Rat King wasn't like a major villain. I read the comics, but good old Technodrome. I'm like, bro, you got all this genius know how to build a Technodrome. You mean to tell me you can't get your plan off the ground? Very well. All right, it's Toka and Razor, who I'm not sure if they were in the comics either. I know they were the movie. They were in the movie. Um, that's where I know them from. And by the time this game came out, that movie had already come out. So, yeah, yeah. It's very good. The deal that code to fight hit anybody anywhere. It's very good to take out the Mousers and to take out Rodney robots. Because I hate fighting the Rodney robots. The Mousers are fine, but I'm very glad that I put this code on. Anyway, so yeah, my play never did get off the ground. We never did stage it. We held auditions though on my front porch. And then we got my front porch enclosed in because my front porch is like basically like it was in the shape of like a stage the way it was set up. So yeah. So yay, good old Token Razor. Masters say have fun. Have fun. I generally like to take out Razor first. Toka's fine. I like to take out Razor first. We took them out at the same time. And yes, you can hit the puppy, so I'm hitting the puppy. Please don't think that, I'm sorry, the wolf, because he's really a wolf. But please don't think I abuse animals. I don't. I don't like that character in this. So, yeah. I really don't need health, but I get it because it counts as a point. So, and the point of this is to get points. So, each of these elevator levels are interesting. You're gonna take some hits. I'm convinced there's no way you can come out of this without taking hits. Little Rodney robots. Yes, I know their names. Because they appeared in the TV show in the '87 cartoon. Mousers, those were easy. All right, so then there's gonna be guys in the white with the lancers things. I think those are lancers. Yeah, and the dudes with the blue. And then, then you're going to have the guys come up out of the floor, which are kind of annoying. I'm glad in this that they made the Foot Clan be robots instead of real people. Because there was some highly implied death going on there. Alright, so now we're at Tonight I Dine on Turtle Soup. Listen, that classic line. God bless James Avery. Alright, so as you can see, this is immediately a problem here. And this fight is going to take a good minute to finish. It's going to take a minute. Because on the hard level, these dudes right here are the ones who put up, they got the strong defense. They're like the, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like super strong defense. And so, you have to bum rush them to break their defense, then grab them and fling them toward the screen. So it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a long minute. So, it's kind of hard. Now, normally, if I didn't have this code on, it wouldn't be hard. See how I just threw the guy? So that's fine. But it's really hard to get the timing and not take everybody out, and to be able to break the guard and just throw the one dude. So it's gonna take a minute here because you got to do a bunch of hits. Now, normally, even without this code, it's kind of hard if you don't know what you're doing. And because these guys have like super high defense, you might take a bunch of hits. Oh, and Shredder's like trying to grab you with the thing, and he's shooting you. Yeah, it's kind of hard. So this is really hard, even without this problem that I created for myself. And I started to realize that I had to do this a certain way with this code on because I didn't want to take the code off. So if I just hit one on the screen where I can see just one, because technically it's assuming that you've hit them multiple times. That's why if you see I hit one, everybody else then starts dying. So that's the problem with having this code on. But it gets easier once I realize that. And it's kind of hard trying to break through the defense without absolutely hitting them all at once and hitting the one dude multiple times. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah. So this is gonna take me a minute. So while we're waiting for this boss battle to be over, I love the references they made to the TV show. This is really based on the TV show here. Tonight I Dine on Turtle Soup. Classic Shredder line. I think he said it in the second episode. James Avery was very proud of the fact that he worked on Ninja Turtles. Don't ever let nobody tell you that James Avery didn't enjoy voicing Shredder in the TV show. He really did. He talks about it in a behind-the-scenes interview that he enjoyed it and he claimed this job. Like, people would ask him, "Aren't you, like weirded out? You did a voice acting job on this cartoon about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." And he was like, "No. First of all, it was steady work. Second of all, the writing was great. Third, it was fun. And they gave him a lot of leeway. And his voice was perfect for Shredder. Every time I'd seen Shredder after that, with the exception of probably the movies, I was like, okay, well, Shredder's voice, he gotta sound like James Avery, or else it's not Shredder. And I don't like none of the later villains either. I'm like, okay, well, who are these people? He not Shredder, and I ain't got nothing for it. Like, your main villain needs to be Shredder and Krang. Now, that was perfect timing. We're finished. So, you can tell I played this. My patience is wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time from which you will never return. Get out of my technodrome. This is my thing. If he had time and the resources to do all this, bro, you mean to tell me you couldn't affect this plan a little bit better? That's what we was doing. We couldn't get that together. I don't understand. All right. So, prehistoric Turtlesaurus. So, now on the easy difficulty level here, these birds they just harmlessly float by, but on this level they drop stuff. Also, too, the dinosaurs are also through there, but there's only like one. So, but yeah, the birds drop the bombs here on the hard difficulty level, and it's to your advantage that you have them drop the bombs because it will affect the other the foot soldiers also. They're not immune to the bombs falling on them. They're just targeted toward you. This I'm gonna tell y'all, this was fantastic too. This code. The reason why I really wanted to put this code on for just general play, not for when I get to the bosses, but for general play, was to fight the stone soldiers. These stone soldiers are absolutely, the rock soldiers are absolutely a pain in the ass. And there's multiple of them. So you really need to group them together and fight them. But having this code on, you can take out multiple dudes at once. So yes. That's why I have that on. I will never not play with that on. Also, too, because I can't stand these dudes who throw the bombs and then just run off. Nah, bro, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna feel this. You're gonna feel this. So, um, yeah, I very much love having that code on here. So then I don't have to worry about the dudes just throwing bombs and then running off. I'm like, don't do me like that. Nah, you gonna take this hit. The dinosaurs also run over the dudes. They will run them over. Um, but they're you can avoid them because you can generally see them coming. Just don't hang around on the right side of the screen. And if you hear it, just like move. You won't get hit. Again, rock soldiers. Now you see where I got that code on. We just take all three of them out. Okay. Slash. Slash is obnoxious because you have to hit him from behind. So what I like about this code also is that you can hit him anywhere. Even though yes, it does do damage. It does damage if you hit him in from behind. But see, I can hit him while he's doing all this leaping around. It counts as a hit. So, so yes, if you hit him in the front, yeah, he gonna block you all day long. But yeah, I just try to hit him from the back. Pause. Yeah, I just try to get him in a position where he he's like in doing something else and it knocks him out of the animation. That's much easier to do that than it is um than to try to like just run over there and do stuff. See, I mean he's still blocking me, but he finna take these hits and that's finna be it. So then we'll move on to our next stage. See, and now he's dead. Cowabunga. So, all right, next stage. So, yeah, I very much enjoy playing through this. Um, I did actually beat it. Pirate Ship is one of my favorite stages too, because it's interesting. 1530 AD 1530 Skull and Crossbones. All right, so again, another thing changes here because of the difficulty, which is kind of obnoxious, but and it's fairly early on here. You'll see it in just a second. But the little notches on the floor are kind of a pain. Also, too, so the same problem I had about the dudes with the bombs. I can't stand these dudes with the bows and arrows. I'm like, bro, you come out here if you want to. I'm finna tear you up. I'm gonna tear you up because you shouldn't come out here, jerk. So, yeah, I'm like, nah, don't try to run away. I ran into one of the notches. All right, so this is the thing. On the easy difficulty level, you see I got squished. On the easy difficulty level, the cannonballs, the ship back there in the background floats by harmlessly. But on the medium and the hard difficulty levels, it doesn't. You see, it shoots cannonballs. Also, too, I took out the dudes in green with the bows and arrows. Now all of y'all get taken out because that's some foolishness. So, I like that sign says foot. I never noticed that until now. That it says foot on the boat. So yeah, guys with bombs, yeah, y'all gonna meet the same fate too. Come out here and then try to run off. So should be some more rock soldiers, I think. Yep. I took them out before they even came on screen. Good old Rocksteady and Bebop. Okay, so I was taught this. You're walking the plank shell brains. So I learned this a long time ago because at first I could never tell which one was which. Okay. So Rocksteady, Rhino. Bebop, 4. When I was little, I was, just getting into TMNT, I was like, how are you supposed to know which one is which? So, yeah. That was quick. They also take each other out at the end. So yeah, I very much, you can take out one of them. It's best to try to keep them apart because they're obnoxious. Together, they're obnoxious. All right, next stage. Um, so yeah, that's how I learned the difference between um which ones were which. So bury my shell at wounded knee. My mom used to absolutely love the fact that he said bury my shell at wounded knee. Now, when this game came out, and this video games are can be educational. When this game came out, when I got this game and I made it this far, I was like, what's Wounded Knee? Wounded Knee is in South Dakota. And it was a site of an Indian um, massacre. And um, I learned that because of this game. I went and looked it up. I was very curious about it. So I wanted to know what it was. And I learned. So we're almost done though, actually. So you're gonna fight Leatherhead here at the end of the stage, on this training stage. But yes, I went and learned that after seeing it in this game. I was like, what is Wounded Knee? There was no internet at that time though. There was no internet, so I had to go look it up in an encyclopedia. But I did learn what it was eventually. I was like, oh, that's cool that the game like references this, and it's making me go learn something new, do something educational with this. And no, video games are not just mindless exercises, and people love to say that video games are mindless. No, they aren't. You can learn stuff from video games. This is a prime example. And I learned something. I was like, hey, 1885, let's go look at other things. What happened? What else happened in 1885? So, now, why he sent them there specifically, I don't know. They're also on the hard level, there are way more barrels being dropped here. And way more stone soldiers, the rock soldiers. Oh goody, fresh turtles for lunch. Yeah, I hate Leatherhead. Fighting Leatherhead otherwise is a pain. So I'm glad I put this code on because then I don't have to get over there and get close to him at all. And he doesn't get a chance to throw his lobsters or his knives, for that matter. And I forgot, on the hard level they start dropping they start dropping barrels. And I'm like, seriously? And dealing with him too? Oh, that's obnoxious. Yeah, he jumped off the train. That's terrible. But yes, bury my shell at Wounded Knee is a reference to a Native American massacre. I was like, seriously? Okay, colonizers. So, next one is Neon Knight Riders. Now look at the date though, AD 2020. Bruh, 2020 we wasn't in it, wasn't it is. But this was 1992, so I just realized that that date said 2020. I thought it said something else, but this is 2020. Woo, New York City did not look like that in 2020, I promise you that. New York City was actually, under quarantine because pandemic in 2020. Of course, they couldn't have predicted that in 1992 when this game came out, but there's that. Who would have thought? We do have hoverboards, kind of, but nothing like this, of course. But yes, this is supposed to be New York. Pretty sure. Ooh, electric mousers. I did okay on this one. I feel like I did very well on this one. I think I got all of the special things. If I didn't get everything, I got I might have missed one dude. The helicopter dudes are what makes this hard. And the mousers. Try not to get electrocuted by the mousers. But because I can hit anywhere, I can take out people easily. You gotta love that mode 7. Yeah, I think I got, yeah, I got bonus points, 50. Okay, so yes, I did get everything. Because you don't get the bonus points unless you, like, kill everything in the bonus round. Here comes Krang. This fight's easy, too, because I don't have to go over there and mess with Krang. So, I love this code. I really do. It only presents a problem, a little bit of a problem. So, good old Super Krang that he got his exoskeleton built for him um, by Shredder. He's like, you're gonna build me a body. And Shredder's like, bruh, I'm on it. I hear you. I'm on it. He's like, Shredder, you promised that you would build me a body. Like every episode after a certain point, once he hooked up with Krang, he's like, Shredder, you promised you would build me a body. Pat Fraley did a fantastic job as Krang. You're gonna pay. I can hear that in Krang's voice too. That's how much Ninja Turtles I watched. So yep, they're out. So we're out of New York City in 2020. Now we're going to Mars for whatever reason. Red planet. Where no turtle has this is AD 2100, 100 years, roughly 80 years later. Starbase, where no turtle has gone before. That is definitely a Star Trek reference. I actually really love Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. Excuse me. Woo, woo. I misspoke. I really love Star Trek. Actually, if I'm gonna get into sci-fi, I watch Star Trek. Way less toxic fan base than Star Wars. So there's that. And if I'm gonna do anything Disney, it ain't Star Wars. It's Disney and Marvel. So yeah, I'll take it. But I know some really cool Star Wars fans, but it's just like, but y'all fan base kind of toxic. But yeah, we're almost through. We only got one more stage after this. This stage isn't hard. There's some interesting elements to it. I like the little teleporter though. That's kind of cool. My thing is, who built the? So I guess they built it in 2100. I guess the Foot Clan built it in 2100 because those are Foot garbage chutes. So I feel like they must have built it then. They built it themselves. Oh yeah, the yellow dudes here like throw these disc statues. I just didn't give them a chance to do so. Haha, the infamous ice panel floor. I learned the hard way on the easy setting that, yeah, don't stand still. You should probably get off of that floor as soon as possible. I'm mad too because I kicked the ball back the other way. There's a giant metal ball was just kind of sitting there. But yeah, this is not a hard stage at all. I actually kind of like it. It's very much like it's like the Technodrome. Oh nah, I forgot about these stone soldiers right here. These rock soldiers. They come out and they like shoot fire pellets, and then these ones here have freeze rays. They're using like super powerful weapons from the future. Look like something you see in Borderlands. Yeah. I was like, bro, go ahead and taste that laser beam. Let me know how that work out for you. They don't actually get hit by the beam. You do though, which is kind of weird. And this was to set you up so that you would get hit by the laser beam. And I'm like, haha, joke's on y'all, because I'm not getting hit by that laser beam. I can hit you through the laser beam, bro. So, alright, last battle with Krang. Oh, well, let me kill these rock soldiers real quick. But, there's one more battle with Krang. There's Shredder in the background. He's like, bro! And Krang's like, bro! And Shredder's like, you need to kill him. You need to kill Leo. I love this too because then I don't have to sit here and chase him around this room. Um, I'm like, Krang, yeah, what are you even doing? You keep getting towed up in this little hobby car, this little floating hobby car. Boy, they sure love to put that foot brand on everything. um, Also, I wonder if they were named the foot in competition with the hand of Marvel fame. If their Shinobi clan was named after that. Poe Crane, he got blowed up in his little ship. That holds our way home. Let's go. All right, so we beat Krang. All right, so we're gonna go fight. We're gonna fight Shredder. So the key to the Shredder fight, and this is where I talked about earlier, where they kidnapped the Statue of Liberty and it's in the background here. This is AD 1992, so you're back. Technodrome, the final shell shock. I love this intro thing. This was the business. Where he becomes Super Shredder. I love it. Turtle suit, my favorite. Okay, so this is the thing. As long as you're battling Shredder, if you do not take any damage, you get extra, like, bonus points. The problem here is I got hit by Shredder and his fire, so I don't get the bonus points at the end. So red is fire. I hit him again too. Green is a de-evolution mutagen. Okay, it will immediately cause you to lose one turtle. Blue is a freeze ray. Yeah, and red is fire. I have actually beaten him without taking any damage. But yeah, this battle is easy because in that remake, boy, in the later game, bruh, fighting him is obnoxious. It is hard. It is extremely hard. The beginning part, fighting Krang in that, is incredibly hard. So yeah. So this is the new this is the ending on hard. You actually get the ending where they go and put the statue back. Because on easy they're like, he's like Shredder, not Shredder, Splinter's out there and he's talking to the turtles and he's like, say bruh, y'all did a great job, but you did it on the easy level. You should probably try it on the hard level. And I'm like I just make that face. Like, this game ain't that easy. I mean, it's easy, but it's not. That was hard work. I think I should get a. Like, some of them boss battles kind of obnoxious. I think I should get something for doing that. So yeah, I let it play through on the credits. So, yeah, that is TMNT 4, Turtles in Time. I have actually played the arcade version. I've actually seen an arcade version and played the arcade version. I was very, very, very surprised. I didn't know until I'd had the game a long time that there was a arcade version of this first. And then when it was later I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. And then this is the credits. A little bit more of the credits, and this is really showing like the cast. And I didn't want to get into all of that. So that's the end of our video. Yeah, I love TMNT 4. It is one of my favorite beat 'em ups. It is one of my TMNT is one of my favorite properties. I have grown to appreciate it more even as an adult. I have all 4 of the turtles on my desk at work. I have like the little Funko Pops. I bought Funko Pops. It took me forever to track down everybody. And the last one that I managed to track down was Leo. So I have all 4 of the Funko Pops on my desk. And I work with a lot of people my age. And so they're like, oh, cool, you have Ninja Turtles on your desk. And I'm like, of course I do. Because I was a Ninja Turtle head for a minute. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this. This has been a nice nostalgia trip featuring my 4 green dudes with attitudes. Thank you for watching, and thank you for watching this feature, and coming with us on this long journey of learning about Shinobi and learning about how they were a force of nature back in the day, enough that they've survived, 400 years into the future. They are very cool. I love learning about new things, and Shinobi, I learned a lot of new things with this feature. So I want to thank you for watching. Please come back and watch the rest of our features, and we'll see you later.